Hey Joey, how are you?
Good. How are you, man? Can you hear
Uh,
me?
Yes, I can hear you well, Joey. I'm doing good. How?
Awesome. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm set up. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm doing great, man.
So, how's your day so far?
Still waking up, man. I have a small break from tour, and I definitely didn't sleep well on tour. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but yeah. So yeah. How about yours?
Going all right, Joey. So, Joey,
Good.
you released your new single Bulletproof on 25th of July. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the video behind the song?
Yeah. So um, our guitar player Kane approached me with the intro riff that you hear that starts out in the song, and
Mhm.
I just took it and kind of wrote a whole song around it with our producer JD, and just lyrically, I wanted, because the song obviously has some aggression in it, and it was just kind of I was just getting really fed up with the corruption in government and all of that. So I wrote a song about kind of like Fight Club inspired,
Yeah,
like burning down the old model and building new type of thing. So,
yeah.
and this was actually all pre-COVID too, and like pre-election, all that crap. But we've actually been sitting on Bulletproof for 2 years now, and we just felt it was a good time to finally release it once everything was like, um, being post-election and all that stuff. So yeah.
That sounds good. And you brought a couple of MMA players into the video, and that is so brutal. So, how do you feel about that?
Oh yeah. So my drummer Mike is he's an MMA fighter. He
Oh,
competes,
mhm.
and so we brought a bunch of people from his gym, and the featured fighters in the film or in the video were, they're actual. Some of them have gone pro too, so they're
Yeah,
they're great. Yeah, and it was just we had a lot of bodies that just wanted to volunteer and be in and be a part of the process, and that was it. So.
sounds cool. Sounds cool. And currently, you are on tour with Gemini Syndrome and Killer's Confession. So, how is the tour going on, and how do you feel like going on the tour with these guys?
Oh man, it's been the tour has been great. There's been people, um, packed houses almost every night. Um, People are scooping up merch. We've had to restock like
Yeah,
4 times already, and we're just halfway through. So, and the Gemini guys, are just amazing people. They've become like brothers to me. They're
mm,
they're some of the best people I've met on honestly being on the road. A Killer's Confession, great camp as well. Very
yeah.
good people. Waylon is, um, he's kind of looked out for me in some ways, so he's been great too. It's honestly it's been a good package tour. Everybody's really good.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And what would be the next plan for you since you have put up a single? Do you have any plans to put up a full-length album and is something that is in process right now?
So we want to drop another another record, but if we have the right funding and
Mhm.
backing from the label,
Yeah.
um, because if not, and it just kind of you drop that record, then it's kind of like a lot of money not well spent,
Yeah.
and we want to make sure it's being pushed properly. And again, having the right team, the right radio team, it's like there's just so many moving pieces that go into it. So
Yeah.
we do want to drop a new single though, because right now things are good. The numbers are looking good. People have been reacting really well to Bulletproof. I think that we would like to drop another single within the next 6 weeks here. So, and we'll just keep working for a full length.
Yeah. Sounds good. And earlier you released an EP, What Doesn't Kill You. So how was the reception of that EP and how do you feel about the outcome of that particular EP?
Oh man. Well, so I recorded that EP in 2014 by myself. I didn't have a band, so I was going to and from Cleveland, from Rochester, which is about a 4.5 hour ride. And over the course of a year and a
Yeah.
half, and just writing and scrapping and writing and scrapping. And I'm proud of that EP, especially because given at the time that it came out in,
Yeah.
and what I was going through, and as I was growing as a musician, I got to the roots of everything that I loved with music. So I think it's a good start off EP.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, I cannot believe you haven't put out a record since
Mm.
then, but it's like we've been dropping singles, just very strategically dropping singles though. And I'm sitting on like 30 songs, like unreleased songs. Like it's like we have the material. I'm just so picky on when I want to release something. Like I'm really, I guess you could say OCD about it. So.
You sound more like, you know, the Prince, the musician.
Yeah,
Sounds like same way. He makes a lot of music. He never listens it, so he keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, you work so hard on your material. It's like you want to like make sure that when you release it, it's not just, you know, dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to make sure that the right people are going to be behind it, and it's going to get the attention that you feel it deserves as an artist. So, you know, yeah.
That's good. So when exactly this music thing really happened to you, and what made you to start playing music?
I started playing guitar when I was 11 years old, and it was just for my obsession with Nirvana, honestly. I started listening to Nirvana when I was like 10, and I just became obsessed with like Kurt Cobain and all that stuff, you know, like many, you know, musicians have. And then I just got into like songwriting, and I just kind of evolved, you know, so that's really what it was. But yeah, guitar is my forte. So when I started Outlier, you know, it was great because I got to sing, but also still write the music and stuff too. So it kind of became like, I don't want to, I hate using the term solo project, but it started off as like a solo project, I guess.
Gotcha. So how has the experience been so far?
With Outlier?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a journey. It's been good, honestly. It's been a good journey. I don't regret anything. We're constantly working towards bigger and better. I'd say now that touring has started to happen again, it feels good. You know, it feels like we have a purpose. Yeah. And I love being in the studio. I love writing for Outlier. Outlier is just like everything rock and metal. So I've created a lot of freedom within the genres of rock and metal, like all the little subgenres that I can tap into. And so whenever I write for Outlier, it's probably the most fun process I've been a part of with any of my, compared to any of my previous projects, because I don't limit myself to what I want to do. You know, I'm always trying to test new things and like push the, you know, the envelope on things. So yeah.
Sounds good. And you don't stick to a single genre, I believe. So do you keep experimenting a lot of music?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when people are like, "Oh, what you know, genre are you guys?" I just say rock and metal. I hate subgenres. I hate pigeonholing myself. I don't want to do that. I mean, like if you anybody who listens to like any music gurus that listen to our stuff, you know, they'll hear like elements of prog metal and like gent, you know, metal and stuff like that, and then maybe even some hints of like, I guess what you call metalcore and all that stuff. So it's like, but are we a metalcore band? I don't consider myself to be. I mean, if that's what people perceive us to be, then fine, that's whatever. But I just say we're rock and metal, and it just kind of umbrellas everything underneath that. So yeah.
That sounds good. And would you like to share some of the great moments that you had over the years?
Yeah. I think if we're speaking Outlier, some of the great moments that we've had is numerous sold out hometown shows. One of my favorite tours would have been with Ice Nine Kills and Plot and You. I would say we recently were on Billboard for you know, on the indicator charts for, you know, radio stations picking up stuff. Yeah, I think all the experiences that went into making our music videos are very special. I'd like to I want to eventually write film and do movies. That's like my goal. Rob Zombie's kind of like who I would love to be in certain ways. So I try to use our music videos as like short films, just to kind of like practice, you know, with continuity and some writing and like some, you know, scripting and all that stuff. So that like those are really good moments, I think, especially like anything in the studio or music video making end. I think it's great. So yeah.
The videography and the cinematography is really amazing in your videos. We can see that. So in the future, what kind of movies that you want to get into?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm a horror buff. I'm like nuts, man. I go to bed to like movies that I probably shouldn't fall asleep to. So like I like for a comfort movie, I'll put on like Children of the Corn for some fucking twisted. Oh, excuse my French. I'm sorry if I can't swear. Like I'll watch movies like that. And so I would say probably horror and thriller film. I mean, I think it's pretty natural, and I've a pretty twisted mind. So I'd like to see what I can do with that and bring that, to a big screen or something.
Sounds amazing. So what would be the dream for you?
The dream for me, well, to be the biggest band in the world, that would be a dream for me. I would say if I can just find happiness and success and longevity, I think that would be the personal dream. So that would be, if I could do that, I'll be happy.
I really wish that would come true.
Thank you.
And what is there any particular arena that you really want to go and play out there that you have never done before?
I was really excited to go to Europe. Our tour got canceled, and because of COVID, obviously, and but I was really excited about that. And I'm such a tourist when I'm on the road. Like I love to I'll be the guy that breaks off from the band, and I'll just go like sightsee, and I was just like and like try. I like to meet local people, and try whatever local food is like highly recommended, and I like doing things like that because I use music as just kind of like it just paves a path for me to do so many other things. And there's such a big world out there, and I want to see as much of it as I'm able to see and experience it, and all different walks of life and food and stuff. So
that's interesting.
Food.
That's interesting.
I love bonding over food.
That's interesting to hear. And your songwriting, does it focus on any particular theme or concept, or you just go on diverse things?
It's definitely whatever I'm feeling that day. It's like I'll just go, oh, I'm going to the studio. Lately, I've started just writing in the studio, like on the spot. Mm-hmm. I used to write at home. I'll write a riff and I'll just like record it, and then it gets just like in a memory bank type of thing. But lately, I've been for Outlier. I was like, you know what? I want to do something totally different, and I want to write on the spot. So what I'll do is like I'll show up that day, and if I'm feeling like like optimistic, or like I want to write a song about overcoming, or power or something, like I'm gonna write a big song like that. Then you get songs like Buried Me Alive and like those and Who We Are and stuff like that. But if I'm like, man, I'm so freaking tired of like society and its hypocrisy and all this, just the corruption and everything, and then you get songs like Bulletproof or Spineless, like they're just like and they're like angry songs, so I'm just like over it. So yeah.
Yes. Your music is like, there is aggression, there is power, there's a lot of energy, it has a lot of brutal things, and moreover, there is a message in your videos. You are giving kind of message to the audience. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, and I'm really thank you so much for that. And Jay, finally, what would be the message for your fans around the world?
The message that I always try to tell everybody is, especially the first EP, the first record was about overcoming anything. I was really living up in my head when I wrote that EP, and I was doubting myself, and like, am I biting off more than I can chew? Why am I writing a whole record without a band? Can I do this? Can I travel to Cleveland over the course of the year and self-fund this? So, and the answer is yes, you can do anything. And I believe that if you fully, and this is the most cliche thing ever, I know that we've all heard this a million times, but if you truly, truly, truly want something and you are willing to stop at nothing, you will achieve just that. And as far as all the newer stuff that is going with Outlier, what I've been noticing now, there's still much about overcoming, but what it's really about now is accepting yourself and accepting pretty much the good, the bad, the ugly, and learning to almost like laugh at yourself. Because we as humans, we're all funny, we're quirky. I mean, we're all flawed. And I think what makes us most special is that we are individuals, and we need to stop worrying about being accepted by others, and more just, we should focus accepting ourselves first, and then other things will fall into place. So.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful message, Joey. And Joey, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you so much for making music and giving to the brotherhood around the world. And thank you so much for
Thank you, man.
And thanks again for this opportunity you are giving me to make this interview happen. Thanks so much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, man.
You have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, bye.